All right, I'm back. I was having connection issues, but I'm back. Hopefully everything works perfectly now. But anyway, hey everybody. Today I want to talk about the spiritual aspect of fibroids. I always talk about the physical aspect of fibroids, the mental, the emotional. Now I want to talk about the spiritual components of fibroids and the spiritual reasons why fibroids manifested in your life. You know, why do we get these conditions dealing with the womb? Okay. And I always say this: when it comes to your body, when it comes to your mind, when it comes to your spirit, everything is connected. We got to start looking at everything as a whole. You know, when you're experiencing problems with your womb health, that means there's a misalignment somewhere. You know, there's a misalignment in your body. There's a misalignment in your spirit, in your elimination pathways, in your hormones. You know, in your feminine essence, there is a misalignment. So it's not just we're not just going to look at the uterus, and we also have to look at everything as a whole. Okay, because it's deeper than just your uterus. Your body works together as a whole. All right. So there's a mind, body, spirit connection, okay? And everything, like I said, everything is interconnected, okay? So when we're dealing with womb health issues, we're dealing with blockages also, not just in the womb, in our mind, in our spirit. So I want to talk a little bit about that today, because I want you guys to understand fibroids more than just the physical aspect of fibroids, okay? And also when we're on our healing journey, when we're healing our womb, you know, when we're healing our womb, we also have to heal not just our womb, we also have to heal our minds as well as we're healing our body. All right, as we're healing our womb, we got to heal the inside as well. Okay, really, really important. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that today. I'm sorry, guys. For some reason, my other live stream, I don't know what was going on. But if you can hear me, please put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. All right, please put a 1. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. If you guys can see me and hear me perfectly, put a 1 in the chat. All right, but anyways, welcome everybody. If you're watching live for the first time, hi, my name is Sasha, okay, and I'm a holistic woman wellness coach. I help women who are dealing with womb health issues engage in everyday healthy habits in order to heal holistically. I'm big on holistic methods, teaching women holistic methods on healing, utilizing food as medicine, also being able to heal their womb health issues without the use of surgeries and birth control and all those other things as well. So that's what I'm really big on teaching women, okay, and helping women through that as well. And I've been able to help many women with shrinking their fibroids, getting rid of their womb health issues, getting rid of heavy bleeding, regulating their cycles, losing tons of weight. I've helped many, many women lose weight and so on, and heal many, many other health issues as well, okay? If you can see me and hear me, please put a 1 in the chat. I don't know if the chat's not working or what's going on, but if you can see me and hear me perfectly, please put a 1 in the chat. Okay, I want to make sure everybody can see and hear me perfectly. Thank you so much, Marie. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, so anyway, when you're dealing with fibroids, right, there is a spiritual aspect to that as well. It's not just, like I said, thank you so much, Sinitra. It's not just your uterus. You got to look deeper than just your uterus. Thank you, Nicole. When you're dealing with fibroids and you're dealing with other issues dealing with the womb, we're dealing with repressed creative energy. Okay, there's a blockage somewhere. We're dealing with a lot of, you know, and I didn't understand this at first, but then when I look back to when I was struggling with fibroids, I get it now. So hopefully I'm gonna put this together for you guys. You know, it is creativity, you know, when you're dealing with fibroids that has never been birthed. Okay, it's women not tuning into themselves, not following their passions, not following their dreams, not going into the direction that they were called to go to, okay? Not tuning into their purpose, okay? As women, we are creative beings, you know, contrary to popular belief. We're very creative beings, and our womb is a source of, creativity. You know, we create, you know, whether that's a child, whether that is we birth children in the womb, we birth ideas in the womb, we birth our passions in the womb, our dreams. So when you're dealing with repression, when you're dealing with, you know, not being in tune with yourself, your true self, then that is when we start to experience these blockages, these fibroids, these heavy bleeding. A lot of that is repressed, or any other womb health issues. A lot of that is repressed, like creative energy, okay? And there's a blockage, there's a misalignment to who you truly are, Okay, and because of how society is, it's very, very, very easy. Because of how society is nowadays, it's very easy for that to be the fact, for that to be a fact for most women, actually. You know, so you have to ask yourself: are you living your true purpose? You know, are you doing what you? And that it doesn't necessarily have to be a job. It could be: are you, you know, a creative hobby, or just are you living the life that you truly want to live, or are you just, you know, living the life that makes everybody else happy? Okay. Do you even know what your purpose is? You know, for many years, I didn't know what my purpose was. So I could definitely relate to that. Like, what is your true purpose? What were you called here to do? What lights your spirit as a woman? You know, a lot of people don't know that, and they never even took time to sit with themselves to actually think about that. So we live in it, and I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying. I hope this is resonating. If it's not, like I said, let it fly. But we live in a culture that's like this hustle culture, especially in the US, where we're just on the go, where it's, you know, we go to work, we come back home, then there's, you know, we cook, we, you know, take care of the kids. And then before we know it, we clean. And then before we know it, it's time to go to bed. And then it's time to do it again the next morning. So we kind of live in this whole hustle culture, and it doesn't really allow us time to ourselves to really sit with ourselves. It doesn't really allow us time for, you know, creative hobbies, for creative activities. It doesn't really allow us time to really truly express ourselves. You know, it's all about making money, and that's it. And a lot of people don't live in their true, like I said, their true purpose and their true nature. They're not, you know, they kind of repress that portion of themselves. And as a woman, we are made, you know, as a woman, we're made to be creative beings. You know, we birth creativity, like I said earlier, in our womb space. So you're repressing a lot of your natural self when you are just involving yourself in hustle culture, and you're not taking time to sit with yourself. You're not taking time to cater to yourself. You're not taking time to connect to your, you know, feminine essence. When you're not doing that, you're repressing your true self. Okay. So a lot of women, and nowadays it's estimated, actually, I'm really talking to Black women here, because Black women especially, we have this on the go mentality. We have to take care of everybody, and we don't take care of ourselves. We pour into everybody else's cup, and our cup is completely empty. Okay. Black women have a habit of doing that. Okay. And not really, you know, most of my clients are Black women, so that's why I know. Okay. And, we're not really, made to feel like, sometimes we're not made to feel like we can actually, you know, really sit with ourselves and find out, you know, be creative and engage in creative activities and in creative hobbies and birth new ideas. Sometimes we just feel like we have to, like I said, hustle beyond this, you know, we got to get money, especially if you're a single mother, you know what I mean? That is, you know, you have to provide. And it is estimated that 80% of Black women are the breadwinners in their homes. So, which, you know, is so in a sense, it's like kind of like we're doing two jobs. A lot of Black women are doing two jobs. We're not really made as women to be providers. You know, if you really think about it, I know that might piss a lot of women off when I say that, but that's the truth. We're not really made to be providers. We're actually made to be taken care of, but that's a whole other topic. But when you're dealing with women that are in this hustle mode and not really connected to their feminine nature, they're not really connected to their womb space, then you're going to have things like fibroids. You're going to have things like endometriosis. You're going to have things like heavy bleeding. Okay. That's going to, I mean, you're literally creating the environment for that to happen. Okay. So, you know, it's really important. Even if I know that we live in a world that's like women have to do two jobs. Essentially, we have to work. Most women, I'm going to say that have to work and take care of the children at home and take care of everybody else. You know what I mean? So that, like I said, you still got to find time in that to make time for yourself and to connect to your true self. You still have to find time in all that chaos and all that, you know, being busy in order to connect to yourself. You have to, because your health depends on it. And if you don't do that, what's going to happen is, like I said, your health is going to start to be affected. So I hope this is resonating. There's a lot of energetic and emotional reasons for fibroids. It's not just a physical reason. There's a lot of energetic reasons for fibroids. And when we're constantly repressing our true dreams, our true passions, and what we're truly here to do, what we truly want to do, that creates an environment for fibroids to develop, for sickness to develop. With women, there seems to be a lot of repression when it comes to, when it comes to our true passions, when it comes to our true creativity, and you don't want that to be the case for you. And I didn't get that at first, but then when I look back at years years before, I was like, wait a minute. For years, I was in, you know, jobs that I absolutely hated, that didn't allow me to be creative, that didn't allow me to be my true creative self. And, you know, that were kind of, in a sense, I was just kind of like, you know, a robot. Work, home, that was it. Like, I wasn't really, you know what I mean? I wasn't really doing what I really wanted to do. Okay. So, you know, when I say doing what you want to do, I'm not saying like going out there acting crazy. I'm talking about passions. I'm talking about your dreams. I'm talking about, you know, it could be anything. It could be, you know, doing, I don't know, hosting charity events. It could be, you know, working with children. It could be anything. It doesn't even have to be something that's paid. It doesn't necessarily have to be. But are you connecting to yourself to see what is my true desires? What is my true passions? You know, are you allowing yourself to actually be in that creation mode where you're birthing new ideas? Because as women, we need that. Okay. As women, we need that. So, when you're dealing with fibroids are spiritual. Fibroids or any other womb health issues are like on a spiritual level, is like represents blockages. Okay, there's a blockage somewhere. And like I said, if this doesn't resonate, if this doesn't apply to you, let it fly. But for a lot of women, it does represent blockages, okay, in there on a spiritual level. Something is, and it may not even be with you. It may be with, it may be something generational. It may be something that generational that you have to heal. Okay, it may not necessarily be with you. It could be from, you know, mom. It could be from grandma. Like, it could be passed down to you. Okay. So we're dealing with blockages, you know, to your manifestations. When you're dealing with womb health issues, we're dealing with blockages to your fertility, because fibroids do cause a lot of blockages, you know, to women's fertility as well. A lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times it does that. We're dealing with blockages to also connected to your true feminine nature. Okay. On a subconscious level, not necessarily on a physical level, but on a subconscious level. That's why I tell you guys all the time, like, when it comes to fibroids or when it comes to anything dealing with the womb, you got to look deeper than just my uterus. I'm dealing with this. We got to look a little bit deeper sometimes. Okay. On a subconscious level. So you may not necessarily know what those mental blockages are. You may not necessarily understand them right now, but maybe it will come to you. You may not understand what is my true purpose here. You may not know that right now, but you know, as you connect to yourself, as you sit with yourself, whether that's through prayer, meditation, or whatever, as you begin to, you know, have that time to yourself, you're going to be able to, it's going to come to you naturally. It's going to naturally come to you. You don't even have to really look for it. Okay. But are you allowing yourself that time? Are you allowing yourself, are you, engaging in habits where you're, you know, self-care habits, where you're catering to yourself, where you're connecting to your femininity? Are you allowing yourself that time? Or are you just on the go, taking care of everybody else? And it's just, you know, whatever. You're not thinking about yourself. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. That's one of the reasons why fibroids are so prevalent, especially for Black women. Another reason is trauma. Okay. And like I said, it's not going to apply to everybody. And this may not be your trauma. It could be mother's trauma, because the womb holds history. And, you know, when your mom's pregnant with you, she does pass down a lot of the trauma, generational stuff to you. So the womb does hold trauma. We hold trauma in our wombs, especially the womb that has memory. Okay. A lot of us, especially Black women, have been through some sort of trauma, or maybe it's something generational. Like I said, you know, of course, we know Black women, you know, generations, we've been through some trauma. Whether it's past trauma, maybe it's childhood trauma, maybe it's trauma from, you know, generations down the line, or whether it's trauma that's happened to you in your adult life. You know, it could be, pain, betrayal, that anger, that sadness, you know, it could be sexual trauma, you know, stress. All that stuff we do hold all those emotions in the womb when we don't release them. Okay. So a lot of women hold on to things. They don't repress. They repress like I said, they repress things, and they kind of like just hold on to them. They don't release them. You know, it's pain, anger, sadness, whether it's from past relationships, whether it's from your childhood, whether it's stuff that your mother was going through when she was pregnant with you. Because there's actually a DNA strand that mothers and daughters that, you know, pass each other, that also your mother got from your grandmother. That's called the EVE gene, the mitochondria DNA. That's the DNA strand that your mother passed down to you. So it could be lineage it could be a lineage of stuff. It could be generational, like I said. So when you hold on to that trauma, hey Monique, hey, So when you hold on to that trauma, it does manifest as womb health issues. So that's why it's so important for women to learn, how do I release these things? How do I release them and let them go? How do I sometimes you got to bring things to the surface before you can release it and let it go. And if, whatever you could do, whether that's journaling, whether that's therapy, sometimes there's things that's happened to us that's been traumatic and we don't even want to think about anymore. We don't want to, you know what I mean? There's things that's happened to us that's traumatic. Maybe it's happened to people that, like I said, somebody that, who knows, like I said, it could happen to your mother, it could have happened to your grandmother, who knows? But there's things that we just kind of repress. And that's actually hurting us because it's still there. We hold trauma in the womb. So what you got to do, you got to bring this to the surface. I know it's hard. Some people may call that shadow work. I don't know, whatever. But it's difficult, but you bring it to the surface and you release it. You let it go, okay? So that you can begin your healing journey. And I always say this, we're never going to be 100% healed, okay? That's why I don't even like to use the term healed. I say healing because nobody's ever going to be 100% healed. We're always dealing with trauma, because things happen throughout our lives, That's just how things are, but that's just how life is. But, what you can do is, be in a process of healing and, catering to yourself, connected to your true feminine nature, engage, like I said, connected to your womb space. Once you're doing that, you're on the journey of healing, okay? When you live this hustle culture, when you're not thinking about, you're repressing things, you're repressing your true self, you're just thinking about making money, hustling, and, I know it's easier said than done, then that's when we start to create, like I said, blockages in our spirit, in our minds, in our body as well. And that's where you get these health issues, okay? And that's why a lot of women, especially Black women, are dealing with womb health issues, are dealing with cancers, are dealing with, heart disease, are dealing with all sorts of things, okay? So as you begin to heal yourself, as you begin to heal your body, as you begin, that creates, when women begin to heal, that does create a ripple effect for everybody around us. For not just the future generations, not just your daughters, not in your lineage going forward, it also creates a ripple effect for people in your life right now. Whether that's your children or your significant other, your parents, it does create a ripple effect when women begin to heal themselves, okay? So that's why it's so important for us to release that stuff. You know what I mean? We gotta bring it to the surface and release it. We cannot hold on to anger. That stuff does manifest as fibroids. You can't hold on to, betrayal. You can't hold on, whether it's from a significant other, a friend, or something that happened 10 years ago. We tend to hold on to things, and we gotta, whether it's a grudge, we gotta release things. I'm not saying you gotta be friends with the person whoever did something to you. I'm not saying you gotta be their best buddy. No, you don't have to talk to them. But I'm saying you gotta release that from your spirit. Okay, you cannot carry that stuff inside you because it's literally, like I said, making you sick. It's going to destroy you. Okay, so you got, and it's on a subconscious level. You may not realize that you're repressing certain things. You may not realize that you're holding on to certain things. Okay, it may take you some time to actually see that. That's why I say sometimes we got to sit with ourselves. We got to connect to ourselves. We can't just be engulfed in this hustle culture of go, and not thinking about, not just blocking everything out and just thinking about the money. Like, just thinking about working and coming home and take care of kids and going, doing it all over again the next day. No, that's not healthy. That's not healthy, okay? So we got to get to the root of the problem. You guys know I'm really big on getting to the root of the problem and healing things, not just healing the things on a surface level, because that's not real healing. That's not really healing. So you got to nip things in the butt on a, from the roots, okay, and heal that from the root. Yes, it's harder that way, but it does actually, like I said, that's what we consider real healing. That's what we consider real healing. So you have the power to reset the course of your lineage by beginning to heal yourself internally and externally, beginning to heal your fibroids. And as you're on your journey, because when I was on my journey to heal my fibroids, it's also, when you're letting go of certain things, when you're changing lifestyle habits, it's also a spiritual thing as well. It also affects you spiritually. That's why people ask me, well, how do you get rid of fibroids? I'm like, it's not something I can tell you in 2 sentences or even a paragraph. It's deep. It's deep, okay? it's very deep. Like when it comes to shrinking fibroids, when it comes to, you know, healing your body, it's very deep. You know, you have to heal your body on not just a physical level, a subconscious, on a subconscious level. Like it goes deep. So, you know, when your womb is imbalanced, it's going to be very difficult for you to move forward in your life. I'm not saying it's impossible, but when you're dealing with fibroids, when you're dealing with, you know, heavy bleeding, when you're dealing with endometriosis, it's very difficult for you to function, you know, healthy, like as a healthy person in life. You know, it's very difficult for you to move forward in life. Those things do hold you back. Okay. As someone that's been there, those things do hold you back. That's why healing is necessary. Okay. Hey, Marsh. So, because if you're dealing with fibroids, if you're dealing with endometriosis, if you're dealing with ovarian cysts, you are dealing with a misalignment somewhere, somehow in your body, in your spirit, in your elimination pathways. You're dealing with a misalignment in your hormones. You know, we're dealing with a misalignment that we have to heal. Okay, with your feminine energy as well, with your organs. So it's like I said, it's deep. It's also misalignment subconsciously. Okay. So I want you guys to think, like, I want you guys to really think about that, to sit with that. You know, this may not resonate with everybody, and that's okay. I know the spiritual stuff doesn't resonate with everybody, but that's fine. Just come back for the next video. But just sit down. If this does resonate with you, sit down and think about it. Like, where am I repressing my energy? Where am I holding myself back? Where am I not connecting with my true feminine self? Where am I creating blockages in my own life? You know, am I really, you know, spending time to take care of myself? You know, am I really, or am I just worried about just the kids, the money, the spouse, everything but myself? Okay. I know that, you know, Black women, they tend, you know, as Black women, we tend to do that. We take care of everybody but ourselves. And that's why we have so many health issues. Okay. So you got to be really careful with that. You got to sit with yourself. Hey, Ty, I'm late, but I'm glad to be here. Yeah, I'm happy that you're here too. So you got to sit with yourself and ask, where am I repressing my creative energy? Where am I repressing myself? Where am I, you know, whether that's, you got to start, you know, finding out who you truly are. What do I enjoy? You know, whether you take out, maybe it's painting. I don't know. Maybe it's, you know, I don't know, ballet. Who knows? Whatever you're into, you know, where am I repressing myself? Maybe it's creating, maybe some of you, it's creating a business, you know, doing something that you're passionate about. Who knows? It could be different things for everybody. Okay. But if you never connect with yourself, you're never going to know that, and you're never going to feel truly fulfilled. Okay. We only live one life. Okay. So you definitely want to make sure that you're not missing what your purpose is, and actually allowing yourself to identify with that. Because if you're not living your purpose, there's going to be misalignments all throughout your life, and you're not going to live a peaceful life. It's not going to go smoothly. Okay. So I just want you guys to sit with that and to really figure out who you truly are. Because women, we're not even connected to ourselves anymore. That's why everybody's hormones are, you know, imbalanced. Women are not connected to their bodies anymore. They don't even know what's going on with their bodies. Women don't even understand their bodies. You know, they don't, we've gone, I don't know. We've just we've lost that connection to our true feminine nature. So we got to get that back, ladies. In order for us to truly heal, we got to get that back. Okay. So I want you to think about, how can I connect with my womb space, my feminine energy, my feminine essence, how can I connect with, you know, my creative energy? Because as women, we're creative beings, you know. How can I connect with that, you know, in my current lifestyle? And with some people, that's going to look different. There's some people that's busy. You know, you may be a single mother. You may have, you know, 5 kids and a busy mother and 3 jobs. You still have to take that time to yourself. You still have to take that time to connect with your feminine energy, with your creative energy. You still have to. You actually, for people that have, you know, children and, you know, and all that stuff, and you should want to do this and heal yourself more than anybody else, because we're talking about, we don't want to pass this down to our daughters. We don't want to pass this sickness down to our daughters. We want to pass down fibroids and blockages in the mind. And, you know, we don't want to pass that down to our daughters. So we got to start, it has to end here. We got to reset our lineage. Okay. Hey, Erica, will this replay? Yes, it'll be up. It'll be up on my page, Ty. But yes, I'm also going to put this on YouTube as well. So, you know, how can you start to, you know, birth new ideas? How can you connect to that creativity? How can you connect to that womb space? How can you really begin to heal yourself? And as you're healing yourself, like I said, as you are, and I've noticed this with my clients as well, as they are healing their bodies, as they're healing themselves on a physical level, they're also healing their selves on a spiritual level. It does go hand in hand. Like I said, everything's connected. It goes hand in hand, okay? So where are you repressing your energy? If you're dealing with fibroids, if you're dealing with heavy bleeding, if you're dealing with any type of womb health issues, ask yourself this: where am I repressing myself? How am I repressing my creativity? And also ask yourself this: what am I holding on to? What traumas am I holding on to? What pain am I holding on to? And find ways to release that and let that stuff go. Okay, we gotta release that and let it go. Bring it to the surface, release it, let it go. Okay, so it doesn't continue to impact our health. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I didn't want this to be a super long live. I kind of just wanted to get straight to the points. If you are dealing with fibroids, if you're dealing with womb health issues and you would like to work with me, my link is in the bio. Okay, I have my 12-week transformation program where you can literally work with me one-on-one to shrinking your fibroids. And I also have and that's where you work with me one-on-one. And I also have my the self-study 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids course. Okay, that's also in a link, is in my caption. Okay, if you're interested in that. Okay, if you're watching this on YouTube, everything is in the description box. But if you're interested in working with me and healing your fibroids, but I want you, ladies, everybody, go ahead and join my email list. If you're not on my email list, you can also click the link in my caption. And also, I want you to think about what am I holding on to, and where am I repressing myself? Okay, if you're dealing with any type of womb health issues. All right. So before I get off, does anybody have any questions about anything I said? Definitely rewatch this if you came in late, because something may connect with you, or none of it may connect with you. I don't know. It's okay. Sometimes it's not really what we've gone through. Sometimes it's, like I said, it could be something generational that you got to heal. Okay, so it doesn't continue to get passed down. It may not even be you. It could be something that your mother was dealing with when she was pregnant with you, because the womb has memory. So that's why it's so important for women to heal themselves. And if for women that haven't had children yet, you definitely want to heal yourself before you have children, because your traumas do get passed down to your children. Okay, unfortunately, that's just how it is. Okay, so but for the women that already have children, as you are healing yourself, like I said, that creates a ripple effect on everybody around you, your future generations, your children, your spouse, everybody. It does. That's how powerful we are as women. Okay, that's how powerful we are as women. We gotta start using our powers for good, and not just think about just the hustle and making money and building these businesses. And yes, we can do that. But at the same time, we cannot neglect our feminine self. We cannot neglect our feminine nature. We can't do that. We can't, because if we continue to do that, there's gonna be repercussions for that. Okay, and that's gonna be our health, and our minds are as well, our spirit. So that's why you have a lot of women that are depressed, because they're not, like I said, they're not connecting to themselves. They don't know what truly makes them happy. They don't know their purpose. You got a lot of women that are very depressed. You got a lot of women on depression medication. The rates for depression and all that stuff, and anxiety, that stuff is skyrocketing. Our hormones are all imbalanced. Like I said, everything's connected. So, excuse me. Everything's connected, okay? So I want you guys to realize that, to know that, and to know if that's you, to kind of sit with yourself. Sometimes you got to journal. Sometimes you may have to journal it out to really figure out what it is, how you're repressing yourself. Because it took me some time to realize years later how I was repressing myself and my true creativity, back then when I was struggling with fibroids. And I was like, wow, that's why I was struggling with fibroids. It's because I was in a dead-end job that I hated. I was in a career that I hated. I wasn't passionate about what I was doing. I was just literally about the money, and that was it. I wasn't really, I wasn't really helping people. I wasn't doing what I was called to do like I am now. And there's just such a difference in my spirit, and how I feel, and just my health and everything, So everything, like I said, everything is connected: your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit, everything. Okay, contrary to popular belief. All right. So, like I said, if you're dealing with fibroids, feel free to, I have courses, self-study courses, and I also have programs, my 12-week transformation program, which is now 16 weeks, by the way. So, where I can help you one-on-one with shrinking that, with healing your body, with, and healing yourself also too on an energetic level as well. Okay. So that's pretty much it, ladies. I didn't want this to be super long. And if you came in late, definitely watch the replay. And if you enjoyed this live, definitely share it. Okay. We have 90% of Black women that's dealing with fibroids. Okay. 90% of Black women will get fibroids before the age of 50. So out of, you know, 10 women, you know, at least 8 or 9 of them are dealing with fibroids. You know, some of them may not even know it. All right. So this is very serious. We living in a, you know, we have a fibroid epidemic. And if you see the way society is going, that's why. Like, you see why, because like I said, we're women are now, 80% of Black women are the providers, are the breadwinners. You know, so that means that they're not focusing. They're doing 2 jobs. You know, you know, we weren't, like I said, I always say we're not made as women to be providers. We're not made as women to be work mules. We're made as women to, and you know, to be nurturing, to you know, to connect to our feminine energy, to take care of to take care of everyone, but take care of ourselves first. First of all, we're not made to be in this hustle mode, hustle culture. I'm not saying that we can't make money, no, but maybe we have to reevaluate the ways that we're making our money. Okay, that's pretty much it. Like I said, share this live if it resonated with you. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Ladies, have a good day. If you have any questions, feel free to jump in my inbox. Okay, and that's pretty much it. I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Tomorrow, I'm having in my Facebook group, I'm having a video training on how to balance your hormones. If you're interested in that, you can send me a message or just comment Facebook group, and I'll send you the link to join my Facebook group, because that video training will only take place in my Facebook group. All right. Bye, ladies. Love y'all.